I know what you're here for. And we're going to talk about the main thing that we're here to talk about today, chat. Yes, that is right. A doxing situation, chat. Holy shroom being threatened of a dox and release of their personal information. So this is about a 17-page document. We're going to take a look here. We're going to dive into a little bit and talk about what's going on with Coley. So Coley stream tweeting out, Nevermore Gamer threatened to dox / release my personal information as payback for being unmodded / banned within my community, as she states to be detrimental to me as a VTuber. So let me get this straight. You got banned from somebody's community and your first reaction is to try and dox them. What the I'm only sharing this. I've been made aware they're directly harming others in other communities. That's absolutely wild. To create like this revenge plot because you got called out and released from a community. That's not something to joke about. This is somebody's private information. Like, yeah, no wonder you got banned. Buckle up, everybody, put your seatbelts on. Yes, here we go. We're going to be diving into this document. Document must be viewed on PC. Mobile makes the screenshots blurred. So regardless of what is being shared, any bullying, harassment, and any form of unkindness to anyone involved in this conflict will not be supported or tolerated by myself. I'm only making a final public address in this conflict, so there is no misunderstanding in this situation. TLD Nevermore Gamer threatened to dox my personal information, legal name and address, and or information pertaining to my upcoming project with sponsors publicly in hopes to try to, in her words, be detrimental to her career. What is it, the fucking Lex Luthor of VTubers? Like, after Nevermore Gamer was unmodded August 27th for trying to speak negatively about other mods, the integrity of their mod position as well as my integrity as a person or streamer. They were later banned August 28th, so a day later, for trying to weaponize my community in retaliation. What? In retaliation for being unmodded, as they said to be petty and hurter, meaning me. Oh, that's wild. Since they have been escalating hostility towards me with public threats of harm, as well as trying to get ahead of my narrative by reaching out to fellow streamers, mods, and peers and community members by reshaping with manipulative language and changing their contextual knowledge and pairings with our DMs or particular screenshots to DMs, try to triangulate my mods, peers, and fellow streamers against me. They literally went behind their back and tried to shift the narrative before Coley to put out their document. What the People never cease to amaze me in how far they will go to be petty. That's wild. So let's take a look here. A public threat to post secrets pertaining to me that they had acquired during their time of modding with my community. Now, chat, I do want to remind you, we do have to take a look at the proof. Everything is alleged until we look at the proof. So, keep an open mind right now. We do need to look at the receipts before we make a final judgment. So, obviously, it's a bad look, but let's look at the proof. So public threats to post secrets pertaining to me that they had acquired during their time of modding in my community. Legal name and city residence, upcoming unannounced project with sponsorship. If you aren't friends with someone, do you still keep their secrets? Reply with why you wouldn't keep their secrets. Okay, that's yikes. Dated tweet August 28th, and it's since been deleted by the 31st. Her damage control was almost detrimental to her career, as I was needed to be talked down from just doing the emotional thing of wanting payback revenge. For the hurt it was feeling and outing about the confidential blah 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 he has with them. Info, sensitive information, upcoming partnership release, and what product is going to be dropped. So they just kind of admit I was emotional and wanting payback revenge for the hurt I was feeling and outing her to blah 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 about the confidential blah blah blah. Okay, so not a very good look here, chat. Conversation or proven intent of harm and malice. Conversation was between them and an unnamed mod. The mod provided the full context of the conversation in full. However, they want to remain anonymous as they were trying to defuse the situation after public threats were made. Summary of information found in the full document. So timeline details of conflict statements, screenshots, and supportive evidence. All right, so it sounds like they got the receipts, chat. No, all private conversations directly with Nevermore Gamer have been recorded via video to preserve confidence in the authenticity of its content. Any screenshots featured here and also able to be showcased in said video file and can be produced at any time if there are any claims of missing context. That's really smart to video record it. I feel like more people actually need to do that in the future. That's really smart just to keep a good claim on everything. Here's the time of events. Nevermore Gamer history being a mod, history of ongoing issues, conflict resulting in the unmodding, conflict resulting in the banning, threats of harm and doxing, use of manipulation for control of the narrative, and there, of course, a Coley statement. So let's get a little bit of history, chat. Nevermore Gamer was a mod in my community from February 2023 to August 28, 2024. They were like a mod for them for like a year and a half. quite a long time. So they were probably very intimate with their ongoings, right? Nevermore Gamers asked to be my mod if they demonstrated interest in helping out with administrative or community supportive initiatives. They demonstrated this by assisting with my first ever CUDA board. They helped by doing timestamps for each entry. I was really touched by this gesture as I was unaware that this is a usual process. I was touched by the thoughtfulness. At that moment, I was offered them a mod role as a thank you, thinking they may like to have the opportunity to be part of the mod team, which is Mod Shrooms. They've been following me close to the start of my streaming career, while I was still a PNG streamer within the first 3 months of streaming, and as a VTuber almost 2.5 years ago. So they were an active and positive community member for about a year prior to them being modded. All my mod positions are voluntary, and as such, I let them know that any mod is free to come and go as they please in terms of support, especially since I have some mods, Nevermore Gamer included, who are also streamers. They're a streamer. Oh, wow. Yeah, especially as a streamer, like, you're just gonna ruin your own career if this stuff is true, right? So as mentioned, continuing inactivity over a long period of time, crossing boundaries of Twitch rules and or Discord server rules may result in a mod, making kind of a TOS of their own. However, in the event of a mod being unmodded, they will receive a VIP badge in lieu of their sword and be welcome to stay within the community if they like. Nevermore Gamer's ongoing issues with tone harassment when interacting with myself and others. Early on, everything with Nevermore Gamer was great, often getting positive feedback from myself and the other mods, as well as an active member within the community, an amazing person to have around. I genuinely enjoyed their presence and valued their opinion on things. Issues ever started to arise when Nevermore Gamer would disagree with something or someone else's opinion. So I do want to stop here just a second because I do think it's important. If you have somebody in your mod team that has a different take on stuff, make sure that you do it in a communicative and positive way. It's good to have different opinions, but obviously if you're doing it in a bad way, then that's kind of different. It would quickly escalate into a larger issue or viewed as a personal attack to them directly, either a joke said by community members, issues with opinions by community members, and content that I may stream if it covered sensitive topics. These are all conflicts that are resolved with conversation with the Nevermore Gamer directly and privately. Discussed often and late, I always approach conversation with clear boundaries, also with kindness and the intent to support them in working towards a solution that made everyone comfortable. It seems like Coley had very clear boundaries, which is very much appreciated. These are not all the conversations or conflicts I had with Nevermore. This is just to showcase the pattern behavior that started to rise and cause concern. They were willing to give more of that chat, so that may be something depending on how we read, we might ask for it. But let's keep going. Due to the frequency of these issues arising, discussions between myself and my admin at the time, as well as other season mods discussed of Nevermore Gamer to be asked to step down about 6 to 8 months ago from now all the way up until a few weeks ago. So this was kind of something that was being talked about for 6 to 8 months, as it's becoming more and more of a difficulty to understand their tone. I think as a mod, you do have to remember, chat, you have to stay very professional because what you say reflects on that streamer. Conflict with Nevermore Gamer resulting in the unmodding. Contextualizing important notes will be included in brackets. Currently, I'm moving across the country to help support my mom in her retirement and care for her. This past December, my mom had a heart attack and is currently struggling with further health issues. As a result, I've decided to move in with her full time to ensure she can retire and focus on her health and my support. Understandable. Leading me to the move itself, I hosted a goodbye hiatus stream as I will be away for 2 to 3 weeks as I'll be shipping my PC and flying my dog across Canada. I previously been streaming this event for 2 days. Some streams featured some online multiplayer games. Mods during any stream aside from pre-scheduled collabs are allowed to join my streams and play with me if I'm playing multiplayer game. Okay, got you. Really quickly, I did message Coley. She knows I'm covering this. She was willing to provide some extra stuff, kind of depending on her internet connection. She does have a very good connection, chat. So I probably should have started with that and said that, but I have talked to her before this. I really quick just want to add, even though we disagree with the actions, please don't spread negativity and go after the mod in question here. Absolutely. We're not here to harass anybody. We're not here to go after anybody. We're here to talk about it, have a discussion, and inform, and that's it. Yeah, people know that I really hate when people go in white knight for me or other people. I sincerely hate that. So I think if we're calling that to action, though, I definitely echo that sentiment for sure. So at the last hour of my streaming event, while I was going to be saying goodbye officially to everyone before I was leaving, I received the following private message from Nevermore Gamer. Below, I will be the full context of the discussion we do ourselves in Nevermore on August 27th and 28th, all leading up to their public threats of doxing and information sharing. So here is the conversation that they have, all leading up to their public threats of doxing and information sharing. So trigger warning, accusation with hard language, gaslighting, and manipulative language. So I'm going to zoom in on this chat because it's very small, and we'll see what we got here. It's come to my attention that Zamlin, who I guess is an another mod. Does not know much about modding or Twitch in general. This makes you wonder why you chose him to be mod. Only conclusion I was able to come up with is you gave it to him because of all the gift subs, hits that they have given over the time that they have known you. And that they're using their mod privileges to get closer to you, constantly being your DMs, always having a spot in your games, etc. I feel like you're treating him better than the rest of the mods. Akoli wasn't aware of this, but I guess VIP can still type an email only. I don't really think it's urgent or anything like that since you don't release outside the ASMR streams. What's worth noting is somebody removed possible just to minimize risk. Yeah, that is the thing that VIPs can do. It's reminded me very much of something. The only difference is that Blank knew how to mod. Edit, remove name of person who was unmodded. They're unmodded due to personal boundary crossing. It made me feel a bit uncomfy. Still on good terms, just asked them to step down. Other names are removed of community members who are supported for their own privacy. Okay, I'm sorry I just woke up, so I hadn't seen this 10 up. Everybody is going to have gaps in their understanding of modding. I don't expect anybody to know everything. Every mod has areas they're not aware of things, either Twitch side modding for me personally or Discord, etc. So like, if a person doesn't know something, I feel like if you're on the mod team, help them understand. You're a team, right? You know what I mean? Like, you're all in it together, so help everybody understand. Tell them, oh, hey, like, this is what's going on, instead of being like, well, this person doesn't know how to mod. No. There's still I don't know, even for starters, I didn't know VIPs could chat during the emote only either until it happened during my first events, and I had used emote only mode. Zamlin hadn't abused his mod privileges at all. I have a friendship with him as I do most mods. Each friendship I have with the mods looks different, depending on each of the friendships with each person. Some are as public, but are just as valuable, important, and treasured. Blank has been someone who hadn't been able to be around much, but I've had hours and hours of chats with them on personal struggles they're going through. Blank as well, and I have a lot of serious chats in Blank, and I used to hang out a lot, playing off stream and chatting my life. Makes sense. I mean, this is definitely kind of like a hostile tone to, kind of start with. But remember, guys, we're here to understand. We're here to help each other, especially as a mod team. If you'd like our friendships to be closer or like to spend some more time together, that is more than welcome in my book. I'm sorry if it made you upset in any way. If you feel overlooked or did not or felt like you didn't get the same opportunities, I'm not sure what may be the emotional impact of what it may feel like for you or others. All I can do is offer understanding. Perhaps I've upset you. Take accountability for that. Like, I'm being real. Coley responded to that in a very mature manner. I feel like that was a very open, a very communicative way to treat this disagreement. For my own feelings and how I feel about how you brought up, I am hurt. One, that it sounds like my character or person is being questioned. Now maybe a tone, but your initial message to me feels combative and assumption of my own thinking. I welcome being held accountable in areas of misstep, make a mistake, or need to do better in. However, I wish it was approached a bit kinder if you had these concerns. Fucking preach. Dialogue about how you feel, why these things are impactful for you, and it may be a conversation versus what feels like an accusation. This is a very mature person, chat. Just judging by how they responded from everything, I'm already wanting to side with them. I have to remain impartial until we read everything, but very solid responses so far. I've had conversations privately with Zamlin in regards to your gifted subs or help with things. I don't want him feeling like he's around for that either, or is required to be around either. These are chats we felt privately. I understand that your perception is only based on what is public, so you may not know the background. I've told him not to give or feel responsible to give, and it set limits to him being so generous because I value his help as him, as a person and true me, not for what he gives or may want to give. As well as he's also mindful of that as well, asking permission to help towards event when they come up, setting limits and boundaries. Ensure everybody is comfy and there's never risk of him or I as others feeling uncomfy about it. Because again, this person is like a big gifter. They're also a mod. So that's why Coley kind of set some boundaries, but also at the same time, this person understands that and is like, hey, let's be communicative of if I'm going to give off, a bunch of subs and things like that. I have a lot more I'd like to say in the midst of this goodbye stream before the move, and I can't give this the proper attention. Needs to be reached fully. Maybe a call will be best because I know at times tone is lost in text, but maybe the hurt I feel will be a lot more lesson in hearing your tone. Coley willing to go on a call? That's fantastic. As it stands right now, I've done a lot behind the scenes for both my own comfort and as well as others to try and ensure no boundaries are being crossed, everyone being respected and treated with kindness in every situation possible. I hope what I've said so far is concerned with you, and if there's any hurt or upset feelings on your side, you can come to some sort of closure and understanding. So here is the response chat, nevermore, saying here, first thing is I'm a blunt person, so I'm going to say it how I see it. I do ever try to give people the benefit of the doubt. Like, I'm being real. I don't care if you're a blunt person. You can say a message in a kind, empathetic, and communicative manner. Just saying, I'm a blunt person. That doesn't disarm your argument, I really don't like that statement, I do ever try to give people the benefit out. I do know that tone is hard to convey over text. I'm feeling like that problematic modest. I'm usually the one to bring up why something is bad or not a good idea. And that's what you made it a server I know is directed to me. And the reason you can't continue on with your goodbye stream is planned. Wait, what? However, I wish it was approached a bit kinder if you had these concerns, a dialogue about how you feel, why these things are impactful for you, and be a conversation versus what feels like an accusation. Because of my bluntness, I do not know how to go about doing this. I'm willing to learn, but not if it means sugarcoating what I'm saying. It's kind of like they were like, oh, I'm willing to work with you on it, but JK. Like, I'm willing to work on it, but not really. That's a weird line. I know you're in the midst of your goodbye stream. The issues I had with Samlin not knowing how to mod has come up for me multiple times, and I keep brushing it off, always thinking it was never the right time to bring it up. But with this last admission of not knowing how VIP works, it shows me that either they do not use Twitch that much, or haven't read over Twitch FAQ on things to keep people in the loop, and that was the final straw for me. Look. Just because somebody doesn't know a function like that doesn't mean that you should be like, oh my God, they don't know what they're doing. Why are we being so accusatory and cruel to somebody when they just don't know? It's okay to learn something new every day. Why do we continue not to value growth and education? Like, why are we upset with people that want to grow and get better? I don't get that. There's a final straw due to the action from you as well. I know this sounds accusatory, but I feel like it must be said so you can see my side of things. It's just kind of like making a mountain of a molehill. I know you since you were a little PNG mushroom. During that time, I did not see you do much in the way of subathons or donathons. You debuted as a VTuber. I think you debuted as a VTuber into that normal debut celebrations. And knowing you longer, I get to see your charity donathon stream from your birthday day a month in a celebration of 1 year on Twitch and affiliate. But as time went on, I'm now seeing you do sub donathons for more and more, plus aiming for partner. Now, I'm not going to go get somebody chasing the bag. You do you. I have just seen you go from a streamer having fun on Twitch to somebody trying to monetize things a lot more. I mean, that happens though. Like, I mean, that's okay. That's okay. It made me feel like as if your viewer are just a number to you at the end of the day. Now I'm aware that this might just be me seeing them. At first is not to get hurt by things, but this has been my view on things I've been since the time I found you until now. I understand being fun is problematic and when I'm being me, I'm an asshole, I know, but I'm just calling it how I see it, knowing that what I might see might not be everything. I mean, that's your opinion and you can have it. I think that's a pretty like regular thing. Like as people get bigger, you know, they do want to do more donathons, more subathons. I don't really have like a big problem with that, but it does seem like this person is like starting to feign away from their side. So it may not be somebody that you want in your midst, right? There's a lot of stuff that's just like, I'm going to call it how I see it. Like, yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. So I took away from this stream to address this a bit and to process the feelings I was having. I made an announcement not to be directed to you. I want to process what I was feeling and not my emotions impact what I was trying to create. So after I showed a conversation between me and Nevermore Gamer, I'll address these accusations in this section, my statement, with contextual knowledge, physical and factual proof to support these concerns, aka accusations, are unfounded and wrong. They're the accusations only based on their emotional bias. I mean, I'm just gonna be real reading this. I'm kind of like, they just don't really support them anymore. They don't like the direction they're going. And that's fine, but like you can part ways without having to be like a butthole about it. Second screenshot of response is me ending my stream to talk to them. So we're gonna continue from the first sentence. After reflecting, I still feel like with or without information you are privy to, even sharing in the hopes of better understanding a reflection for both. I don't think this message should have happened regardless right now during the event or at all. It was unkind to me, unkind to Samlin, and I feel like was rooted in maybe an imbalance in our dynamic for you, and I wasn't able to communicate. I do feel like you shouldn't bring up a message like this during like a big event. I feel like it's really shitty to do to the streamer. If you have a problem, wait till they're done, right? I'm only the judge of my mods and the team I put together. I personally don't want to hear anything about another mod or their quality of work. Exactly, like work together. You shouldn't be complaining about them. The only reason to DM personally about a mod is if you've been harassed or made uncomfortable by them. But I'm the sole judge of my team, how well they're supporting everybody in the community, etc. Yeah, things grow, things change. So like, I mean, if you don't like it, you don't like it, but just move on. I've already as Captain understanding on things in Twitch, as well as in their own channel, are constantly changing and evolving. I'm sorry. I don't expect perfection nor anything close. Fighting is fully voluntary if something important comes up, and I feel like I need to help someone's understanding. I will reach out and let them know. This just sounds like a good leader, right, chat? Like outside of just like me to me, it sounds like in a professional like space. This sounds like somebody that's just there to help, that wants to lead their team in a positive manner. At least that's how I read it. Your perception of me, my values, and how I conduct myself as a streamer person, you're right. And I don't want to dictate how you feel. I can disagree with you, feel you don't know me, and be hurt by the assumptions, but I won't take my time to defend myself. If you dislike me and how I choose to stream, do events over Sue streaming, you're okay to do so. Exactly, absolutely. I know my values, my morals, and my core beliefs. Some may not like me, but regardless, I will walk through live streaming or within the community this far with the same goal, offer kindness, support, and happiness to everyone I come across, and value them for them, not anything more or less. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother Dia. I love that. I wish I could preach this line all the time. I wish that I believed in myself strongly enough to say this line right here. That's so powerful. I value you as a person, a fellow streamer, and respect your wants. I would love to collab as peers in the future, and I'd like to overall remove the power dynamic from your friendship by having you step back from being mod, as it is putting strain on the relationship I feel with us, and I know we've tried to navigate conflict around my content in our community and overall role. I agree with that. I feel like I'm just kind of looking at how they are approaching things, the way that they're mentioning Coley. It's probably better that they take a step back from it. On this, if you're feeling you need to take some time away or no longer to be connected or associated with me and the streaming community, I'll support you and so on and so forth. This is me expecting the worst, not thinking that I deserve it. I'll be timing out momentarily in the Discord server while roles are updated and changes made. Like I said, you're very still welcome to be around. If you feel you don't want to be or associate with me, I support you in however you'd like to adjust the change. Okay, so put them on a temporary ban just to kind of see what they say. Not gonna lie, having you say you want to collab with me as peers, with you knowing I also stream was in the same time zone as you. I've been wanting to collab since the one time we did. It's just a punch in the gut. I mean, okay, I guess I could see that in their situation, but again, like, this is them wanting to say to collaborate with you as peers about the situation. They want to talk to you. I knew what I said was going to upset you, but I feel like even though being a mod is a volunteer position, and if you're going to be mod on Twitch, you at least do some kind of research into what that portrays or portrayals. I mean, but again, why are we so fixated on putting people down? Bring people up. You know what I mean? If they don't know, that's okay. I bet you I could ask you a question evermore that you didn't know about being Twitch mod. There's something out there that you didn't know. So saying that's hurtful about being timed out. 24-hour timeout. You never did that to any of the others that got modded. You time me out after you remove my roles, not before it. I just see this as you hurt you, so you're using this to turn me back. No, I think it's a very professional move is to see what they have to say, so that way they don't do something with their mod role that could hurt you. You know what I mean? I feel like that was a good move. I mean, I've done the same thing. I've had people that have said, hey, you know, I'm not really feeling being mod. I want to think about it. Let's talk. I've definitely said, you know what? I'm going to time you out till we decide. I mentioned prior plenty of times mods are welcome to play anytime I'm doing multiplayer games. As long as that's something I pre-organized as a collaboration with others. Best you join collab and basement chat a few times. You've been able to join some things, but also been busy. As I've told other mods as well as your own content, life, and priorities are also first. It's just covering your bases. Like, it's not a bad thing. It's just mods can, I don't know, delete your whole server. Like that happened to me after one of my mods got hacked. So you've been very welcome to join me anytime or arrange a collab in advance as well. I'm not offering it as a gesture to be unkind. It's my intention to showcase to you all those hurt by what you said. I still value you as you. In whatever form you want to be present, community member, peer, or collab partner in the future. So it seems like they're just being, hey, communicative. You know, I still value you. I don't want you to take this as a really, really bad thing. We can still, you know, be friends, right? I'm still learning things as a streamer, including Discord. I haven't modded someone since I've learned there. Since that time out feature, you notify myself and the other mods in that feature me. Again, this is an attempt to treat you unkindly. You've been a very amazing addition to the mods for a long time, and I'm still learning things myself. This process will help me ensure I don't miss anything and handle with care. That is malicious acting against you. Yeah, yes, exactly. Exactly. The preaching. Very professional. I still don't understand why I was timed out. They literally just told you. They literally just explained to you. Timing you out is only momentarily Discord server while the rules are updated and changes made. But why this is not explanations why it's being done. They literally just told you. Read the last sentence. The process will me ensure I don't miss anything and handle with care. It's not malicious. Not sure what you mean. I'm sorry, I can update the Discord server rules. You're not timed out or banned on Twitch. It's in Discord. They literally told you. Anyway, after I shared this conversation with me and Nevermore Gamer, I'll address these accusations in this section of my statement with contextual knowledge, physical, and factual proof for these concerns, aka accusations that are unfounded and wrong, that they're accusations only based on their own emotional bias. Yeah, I love the way that Coley speaks. It's just like, it gives me the good tingles inside. It feels like very professional. It feels like I'm at work, like my old work. I'm not sure what you mean. It's so I can update the Discord server rules. Yes, I'm unable to send messages, react to things, or even change my nickname. I already updated Discord rules, so I don't see why I need to time me out 24 hours. Listen, I'm sorry if you found what I said hurtful, but just know that if I'm bringing it up, it's not in my mind, but others' minds as well. I just thought we were close enough for me to be able to tell you to your face. Guess I was wrong. But again, the way you said it was just kind of like not the best way to do it. And you also said like you're okay with being kicked. Obviously, the way that you said it was not okay, so I'm going to extend the time to be in Twitch as well. This isn't a harm or hurt you in any way apart from my attention. I'm only extending it there to be able to create some space for myself to feel comfy and safe until my feelings have mended. Absolutely fair. You should respect that. You could have said the time I was for your comfort. It's a better explanation why you updated a role. It is what it is. Just give them space, move on. The reason for my time on Discord is twofold. Only time to out Twitch for my own comfort, kind of based on the responses. It wasn't until I was thinking of more that I decided it was best to do it there. So you expected me to lash out on Twitch on Discord? How little you think of me. Yeah, that's an assumption. You're making an assumption. I'm not really sure how else to communicate with you. I'm being truthful in everything I'm sharing and telling you. I do truly think Space and Dom is best. I'm heard of what you said and thought of me as well. And I've heard of how you responded, what conclusion we met. I'm not doing anything to spite you or harm you and think little of you. I want space. I'm trying to, also be kind and letting you know in advance of the actions. So I don't additionally hurt you. Very professional. Really, chat? What is this, 2015? K? That's my middle school response. K. I have 3 hidden server areas. So my Discord server, for which Nevermore Gamer has access to, mod team channels, blocker for deleted messages. They also have an inner circle area used for non-mod related chit chat and hangouts. Nevermore Gamer is timed out as to ensure all roles can be removed, and the validity of all 30 plus roles didn't permit any exclusive access to other areas of the server. All right, so here's the timeout. Nevermore Gamer is timed out for 24 hours, so I can adjust the roles I needed to remove from them, change your permissions on Twitch, update your current mod team about what happened. All in all, chat, from what I'm reading and what I've told you, I really feel like Coley has just treated a situation in the best way possible. Some of my mods had a friendship with Nevermore Gamer outside of their mod relationship with my community. Some of my mods had a friendship with Nevermore Gamer outside of their mod relationship within my community. I summarized to the mods what had taken place, informed them that I'd be time out Nevermore Gamer, and proceed with welcoming them back to the community as a streamie and not as a mod post their timeout. Let's look at their statement. So Nevermore will be stepping out as a mod. And our hope is they'll continue to be a streamie and friend of the community. She may choose to step away, and she's also welcome to come back anytime. I'll be time out Nevermore for 24 hours. She's able to take time to process the change however she sees fit. However, I don't want to see this change impact others anymore, and I imagine it will. I imagine some of you with others will be upset she's no longer in her role. However, no negativity, unkindness to anybody will be welcome. If anyone says anything negative about them stepping down about them, the mods or myself, please remove it. Claps for Coley. I added 4 hours to my stream timer and made the following announcement on my Discord server to address my community about the goodbye stream. And the interruption is I wanted to prioritize their feelings as well as help resolve the conflict. As I mentioned in Nevermore Gamer's message, that she felt targeted by this announcement. So I do want to see what this was. Maybe this will get some good context. Hey streamers, don't worry. I didn't miss the stream. I had something unexpected pop up while streaming and it impacted my mental bit this morning. So maybe adding time to the timer, come back in a few hours. I can be more present and be here fully to celebrate our last stream together. I'll be live at this time. I'm really sorry to everybody else waiting and being so patient. I mean, even if it was about you, this was a very solid announcement. They didn't target or call them out. They're like, he was unexpected. Let's, celebrate the last couple hours. Man, that was such a good response. So for you to be like, you're targeting me. No, that's you. That's your assumption. Our perception this time is I didn't go into detail about why she was modded. Although I was hurt by what was implied about myself and others, I did what I felt was best to mediate harm. However, this changed when Nevermore Gamer was released 24 hours later, I assume. Almost immediately after the timer was up, Nevermore Gamer weaponized her conflict with me. I'll post it on my community's positivity post area, which is meant to provide safe space for those in need. I don't normally write here, but I'm pretty upset since yesterday and thought I've been a little... I brought a concern of mine to somebody I thought was a friend, telling them I was having this concern. I'm sure others were as well. And noting how they have changed in the couple years I've known them. Instead of taking the concern and talking about it, they got mad at me and proceeded to do some pretty harmful things to me. Oh, bro. Why are you airing it out in the same Twitter? You literally only went through and made sure that nobody targeted you, that the mods knew what was going on. Nobody even knew it was about you, and you called attention to yourself through this. You literally made everybody know it's all about you. You assumed so much. I was only trying to help them by showing them outside perspective of what they were doing, and I thought they were friends enough to be able to be candid with them. But you didn't present it in a candid manner. But me trying to help them all like I was hurting him, all I was trying to do was help them and let them know they're being seen by some, and by willing to brainstorm with them on how they can show people that they're being different than what was shown. But after all the whole hurtful things they've done to me, I'm not sure if I should even be friends anymore. I said, don't want to get hurt again. This is not what you did. This is just factually wrong. I was willing to brainstorm, bruh. That's super petty. So, okay, I mean, even if they were petty, like, all right, sure enough, like, you're a petty. But to go as far as doxing, which I guess is about to come up in this document, that's where I draw the major line. Nevermore Gamer knows this. I've experienced an image field. Often be quick to look at this area to ensure nothing is turning to others, expressing risk of harm to others or self-harm, or maybe to sharing too much private information, doxing myself by mistake, as well as any concerning messages that get followed by me, referring to mental health services when needed. This to me had the intention to harm either exclusively myself or others as well. I look at that and go, that's petty as I mean, yeah, it's harmful, as they are where I would see this, know this about myself, and as we have a very supportive community, offer replies directly to positive posts to provide support. Definitely meant to undermine this situation, and I definitely get what Coley means by trying to get ahead of stuff by creating a new narrative. Brainstorm my ass. She was reaching out to those in my community unknowingly speak negatively about my behaviors in hopes I console her and just warped it out of context. I agree. I do not allow bullying into my space or myself by others or to others and to others. This form of manipulation as well as weaponized genuine compassion within the community is not okay. Agreed. Which escalated their unmod to also ban from my Discord server as well as Twitch channel. You feel like Coley had the right to ban them after that? I mean, after a post like that, I'd be like, you don't have my best interests at heart. It's probably better to remove you. I think that's a pretty decent reaction. I don't feel like that's a knee jerk. I feel like, Coley very much thought about the implications of this choice. I don't find anything problem with that. As I was navigating this with the intention of empathy and understanding, I had not disclosed to the entire mod team what had taken place in the extent of all the harm until it was clear Nevermore Gamer was intentionally trying to cause further harm. Okay, so this is the mod's name. I sent context privately to this mod, but I also don't want to appear I'm withholding any information. I've also spoken with everyone privately thus far, and no one has echoed similar concerns. I want to retain this to myself as much as I could, and I didn't want to impose. What's up, Stardust? How are you? The conflict I was having with them on any of you, as I felt like it was a conflict for friendship that may be existing here. Ultimately, I want them to still be here. However, with their actions and statements so far in private within the server, I think removing them is the best course of action. This whole situation was, and it has been very upsetting for me. I try to navigate as best I could. I do believe they're going to continue escalating. I think that's fair. I would like to discuss with all of you openly banning them. This is what I feel like is going to be the best in the long term. Holy, it sounds so fucking nice. Initial messages about the conflict, and then of course post the screenshots of everything. These screenshots of the conflicts were sent to the mods, so we've already taken a look at this. And obviously, I mean, there's no way we could read that anyway. It's too small. So this is the last conversation I had with Nevermore Gamer directly prior to me deleting their posts in the positivity post. They themselves screenshot it and accused me of censorship and breaching their American right to free speech. Oh, brother, this guy stinks. You're censoring my free speech. Bro, what the f***? It's my Discord server. Once they had been taken right as they posted a message on positivity post, I mean, they were conscious, maybe removed. I wanted proof of their messages being in that channel. Bro, are you serious? You're going to censor me now? Oh my God. Here we go. Here's where the escalation has started. If you want to vent to me about it, please do not do it in my safe space. Rightfully so, you are allowed to say that. I fully understand you're upset and you may wish to vent your feelings and lean on support. However, with the conflict you're describing being me, it's unkind to share this in my server. I never said it was about you, and also I thought it was a safe space for your community. Am I no longer part of that community? Bro, now you're trying to be like, oh, it's not about you. Listen, we're smart enough to contextualize. This is a safe space for my community. In order to keep it safe, my comfort has to come first. To be blunt, we both know what the post is about, and it personally makes me uncomfortable. I would not stand next to your friends and family and vaguely describe poor feelings about you, whether you were standing there or not. Exactly. This is the equivalent of that, and it's not okay and not something I will allow to be done to me. While I'm sorry that I had to remove your post for that reason, I'm going to place my comfort in my space first, and hope as a fellow creator you're going to stand out. Fucking stand your fucking boundaries. Draw the line in the sand, girl. Hell yes. Absolutely. As a fellow content creator, I do understand that. But as an American, I value freedom of speech as well. Did they say, but as an American? So if something like that would happen to me, I'd allow it as long as it did not directly point to me by name. You admit, like very loosely, that it's about you. No way, no way. As an American, bro, you do not understand what freedom of speech is. Oh my God. So thank you for understanding. I feel like it's my best interest in my community. I'm comforted no longer having this human community. I think right now emotions are still high, so perhaps we can revisit this in the future. Absolutely. I want to personally let you know, so you're not surprised, I will be removing you on all platforms. I think it's very great how Coley is so transparent. I really appreciate that about her. It's not meant to harm you or impact you negatively, but my overall comfort and sense of safety. I wish nothing but happiness for you, and I'm sorry our paths are separating like this. After this conflict, when I reached out to the mods, I retimed out Nevermore in the Discord for an hour where I disclosed everything to the rest of my team, all before Nevermore Gamer was eventually banned. Okay, this might play a part, so let's look at the time. Here's the hour timeout, and there's about 2 minutes left to the timer. I was still discussing things with the mods. Okay, and then they got another timeout, and they were banned. All right. I provide the mods all screenshots of my messages, but to myself and Nevermore's posting a positivity quarter and came to bring this to them. Before Nevermore Gamer was banned, each mod made their own statement within the private chat disclosing to me that they never stated or they shared his opinion Nevermore Gamer was accusing me of. They also were never approached by any of the context of anything prior to their ban. Okay, that's gonna be important, chat, so remember that. This is where I personally block them and unfollow them. I also placed my comments in Evermore Gamer's profile, detailing a quick summary as to why they were banned and why. I also consulted with the mods further about my next step forward and made an announcement on my server to address their absence moving forward. Very professional. These are the mods' comments submitted on their page. These comments have been made removed. Wait, these comments have since been removed post threat or doxing as an act of good faith, as well as should be noticed these screenshots retain my Nevermore on August 28th, as they were modded a fellow streamers community. It's their knowledge and upset about the mod community notes. Okay, so they decided to remove it because these notes were shared with other people. My Discord status for my community, I deleted in good faith after their online threats, as I didn't want my explanation to cause indirect harm to them. It was only meant to explain their absence moving forward. No announcement was made when they only timed out and modded, as I would only state they're going to be focusing on their own content moving forward. You can check them out if you like. I also have a VIP streaming here. Wow, Coley really was so kind. Like really, really kind in the whole situation. As an impressive many mods to step down from my modding, which I mentioned earlier. I had to cut Evermore Gamer from my channel, as well as modding due to them trying to talk poorly about other mods to me in private. Oh yeah, I figured that was coming. I respect all my mods and everything they contribute. I would not tolerate any negative feedback about anyone, unless it is rooted in harassment or cross personal boundaries. This wasn't the first instance I've had conflict with them. I've given them many tries, and I found it best for my mental health that we part ways. So far, so good. I want to create a safe space for everybody, including you, my mods, and myself. Hope you can understand, reach out with concerns. Throughout this process, I kept the context of their modding out of the public eye, as well as any shared communities and have shared ban info that they may have been an active member. That's really kind of them to consider that information. I sent them the following message. Hey, I hope it won't impact anything at all, nor should it impact things in terms of your own relationship ever. I want to let you know I unmodded Nevermore, and it may escalate. I'm not sure. I hope it doesn't, but wanted to reach out to be transparent and mindful of your own relationship and peership with them. Again, it's very professional. This was only the 3 people I've shared ban info with them. I introduced them to Nevermore Gamer, and I didn't want my silence to cause issues for anybody involved. So they basically shared this information and just said, hey, I had to mod them. I don't want it to ruin your relationship with them, but I want to be clear and transparent just to let you know. A very smart move. As you may have seen in the TDLR at the beginning of this document, on August 28th, the day Nevermore was banned, it posted a threat meant to intimidate or harm me, which I believe is this one. Public threat to post 3 secrets for attaining me. If you aren't friends with somebody, why do you still keep their secrets? Reply with why you would or wouldn't keep their secrets. That's not okay. That's definitely meant to be a threat. Especially with how we've seen everything else, that's definitely a threat. And we saw this a little bit earlier too. This conversation was between them and an unnamed mod. Here's the proof and intention of harm and malice. Would like to remain anonymous. This tweet and the contextual clues given. Those I reached out to previously with my statement, do not ban her, do not let this relationship make me aware of these threats, which I was not able to confirm with the mod. They admitted with their intentions too. Literally, Coley went as far to be like, do not let it ruin your relationship with them. And this person still was putting out this stuff. Again, this was the one that they sent to another mod. Her damage control was also almost detrimental to her career, as was needed to be talking down from just doing the emotional thing of wanting payback revenge for the hurt I was feeling and outing her to Blank about the confidential blank she has with them. That's really fucked up. These were not empty threats, and they actively had to be talked out of doing it. As a result, they were banned in other communities and unmodded in other communities with little to no involvement for myself, as that was never my intention or goal. So Coley literally is like, don't unmod them, don't ban them. But as a result of this stuff coming out, with this message in particular, they were of course banned because they had an intention of sharing their private information. Since then, due to this most recent threat of harm, I believe that they've been banned in other communities as well. If they would like to share their reasoning, speak up. This is their right. However, I would like to ask no one bans Nevermore Gamer for their communities unless you have a reason to believe they're breaking violating rules or causing harm with your space. Do not base your attention, friendship, peership, anything based off of my experience. This document, the following statement, is purely to ensure the full context of the situation is out there. Yeah, Alice, we're talking about a person who was basically like threatening somebody else, being like, oh, I'll release your secrets. Oh, I want payback and revenge. I'm not sure what type of response this document received. However, I will share the following statement. There we go, is a Nevermore's use of manipulation or control of the narrative. And then, own words, the narrative of what transpired, how Nevermore Gamer used other mods, their integrity as well as my own. Her conversation significantly shift. So it's important to know these conversations are all happening simultaneously. Meaning this wasn't a shift over time or a space or reflection of the matter. It was only changing factor whom she spoke to. A quick summary of my findings for initial indications. The narrative switching from my fellow streamers, whom I know well, who had been most likely to not receive any context from me. He thought she could bring any lack of context, meaning I was withholding the real reason they were banned, as well as changing her intentions behind the of context of my screenshots to seem more favorable as mods would have more contextual information. My community members and other community members would most likely receive the least amount of information from me directly, and only receive the small sections of screenshots, or none at all, from Nevermore Gamer as they completely victimize himself and paint me as an aggressor. So fellow streamers shared that I'm her senior mod, and I'm noticing this issue and her other mods can't mod like me. As well, Coley is money hungry given she's doing an event right now centered around her moving. What's wrong with that? Why can't you raise money? I hate stuff like that. I didn't mean anything I said about the other mods, and it was taken out of context. My intention was to bring up what it might look like to others. I don't view it in this way. I only feel this way about the other mod because I wish I could be around more. I know worth anything they're doing wrong, so Nevermore Gamers summarized narrative. As well as sending screenshots of full conversation between them stating, I wanted you to know the real reason I was banned. Oh, bro, are you serious? Multiple people from the community have since come forward sharing their summarized narrative. I was giving her mod feedback, well-meant mod to streamer criticism that was poorly timed and resulted in emotional and disproportionate response from Coley. Chat, do you feel like Coley has given any disproportionate response? Absolutely not. And this is just a summary based off conversations they had. Bro, what the No, wait, here's the Twitch audit log, by the way. For past 3 months, past 6 months, there's mix it up activity. I feel like it's really nice to have. So I do want to look at what Coley's statement had to have, and then we'll see what Nevermore has to say. So I'm not going to dig into the mod logs, but I do want to look at Coley's statement before we continue. As I've had to live in constant fears of Vtuber and my private information being doxxed by somebody in an attempt to be detrimental to my career as payback or revenge for standing up for somebody else and my own integrity, I would quit being a Vtuber today, and I will and would never let my aspirations sway my morals. Absolutely. This whole time, she's spoken very, very well. I've always handled any conflict that's arisen privately, solution-focused, and with respect to everybody else's perspectives, even when they may not be the same as my own. Agreed. The reason why I'm coming forward at all is because I handled the situation and everyone's emotions as best I could, and I would like to add properly. And regardless of them saying they regret their actions and wish to apologize to me, I unblocked them, relayed I was open to communication, waited 72 hours with no contacts, and reports of their actions continuing. Literally, Coley did everything to try to make this right, and this person is just spitting on it. I now know there are circulating perceptions of this conflict because Nevermore Gamer is leaving out context, taking partial screenshots, and changing her narrative. Each person she speaks to in hopes to either mediate the damage done to those she knows will know more of the context are live, and manipulate perceptions for those she thinks will never gain access to the full context of what happened. Now, chat, I know this is a summarized statement, so I would like to, maybe we can get some screenshots of this. I feel like that would be nice, but I do like the summaries. I feel like that's nice. If questions about the legitimacy of this are needed, permission will be asked to share. So, Coley is very willing to share it. The initial claims are something I felt like I was never really need to respond to, as I know who's reaching out to me thus far from other mod streamers and community members. Nobody echoes this similar line of thinking. And my own responses to her initially, even though I wanted to value her truth as I could recognize this must have been coming from somewhere more substantial and emotionally driven. Absolutely. There was no fact in this or integrity to any of the other mods. I was ready and able to, with my full willingness to be held accountable and change how I interacted with Nevermore personally, as it seemed like this is where the conflict was rooted from. It definitely seemed like Nevermore is a little bit more like crass, very blunt, but you can still do that in a positive way. I get to live my honest dream of a career providing space where we can all escape from the harshness and hurt the world to find moments of laughter and joy. I've said it from the beginning, I don't expect to ever become a big streamer. I do this because it makes me happy and because I've been told I make others happy too. Talking about monetizing to a certain degree, I'll create incentive centers around special content or special features in my streaming. So again, you don't need, Coley, you do not need to explain why you are monetizing. We get it. That is okay. However, it's never been pressure to ask to be funded, as well as I'm also mindful not to create incentive-focused content at the forefront of my content, nor have I frequently been featured. Again, you don't need to explain yourself. This way I can focus more providing for my mom. She pays for editor management, our physical and mental care, in addition to the aspects of content creation I enjoy the most. This is something I already discussed with my mods and community and peers as early as December when I started sharing their shift to my responsibility in terms of my mother's needs, and that's why she's moving. So I'm not in content creation currently with the intention to be my primary source of income. Again, it's morals to help her mom, and her morals and obligations are going to remain at the forefront ahead of any aspirations of content creation that I desire. In terms of modding, I would constantly have been aware of power dynamics that vary and exist within those that want to support my passions, especially those that are mods, right? I've been constantly mindful of the risks and mediating everything with my own code of conduct of clear boundaries. I have been very honest and very direct with everybody about those boundaries to the good relationships or friendships that may form from it. I don't let anything outside of their ability to be a good mod for the community and let me sway my opinion or capabilities. I also feel like they're a risk to themselves, myself, or others. Never was gamers' claims against Somlin were based on bias and were emotionally lashing out. I agree. Is some kind of personal jealousy involved with that? I don't know what it is, but I definitely do agree with that. To check some of this, as well as hold myself accountable for my impressions of fact throughout the whole deal, I ran some internal numbers via Twitch's directed data collection. Twitch is able to log every mod action ever taken. I keep a record of them, so if a mistake is made, then I can help correct the issue or more information. I did a comparison with just myself, Samuel, and nevermore to better understand the balance of moderation that's taking place in my community. And here are all the mod action. Wait, what the Bro! They're not even actually f***ing modding compared to Coley and Zamlin. What? Bro, you look at this. Are you f***ing serious? Oh my god. This is an exposure. God in 4K. That is wild. Yes, that highlight is so important. I'm so glad that you added that in there. Oh my god. They weren't even doing anything. Guys, do me a favor if you can. Send Coley lots of love. She certainly deserves it. She certainly needs it. And she's doing her absolute best out here. Send her some love. Really, really. I'm hoping the best for her in this situation.